I think I'm live. Let me see. Yikes, I'm alive. So anyways, we are here from my family room with a nice little fire going. I still have not got the window or the glass replacement piece for Richard to fix the door. It doesn't show anybody's here. I'm looking at my little eye up there, and it doesn't show anybody's. We are here from my family room with a. Turn that down. All right. So let me see who popped in. So we've got Victoria May Wallace, who was very early. Thank you, Victoria. You're an angel. And then there is Victoria again. Do you count twice? Backroads Nomad, thank you for coming in. I'm glad you are here. And Paula from Van Vita Travels. And Deborah Wheeler. Hello, sweetheart. There's me saying I got to get my coffee. And I got my coffee, my magic big cup of coffee. Kaylee, hello, sweetheart. And I'm so glad you're here. And I'll tell you what her and I chatted about earlier. We also have in the room, I wish I could say under the awning, but it's still in the room. We have Patty Woods. Hello. You're going to try and win that money tonight, aren't you, sweetie? Deborah, Kaylee. Whoa, Nellie Adventures. Thank you for coming by tonight. I saw you over at, I was at Box Van D's hanging out a little bit. I was on the road for a few minutes today, so I couldn't really interact. And we have Casual Girl Adventures, Fantastic Travels. Hello, Sherry. Fordman, a.k.a. Kenneth Oakes. Hello, Kenneth. And the Modern King, who would be my son. All right. So if you, first, let's just start off with, if you haven't had a chance to do the thumbs up, always appreciated. And I wore red lipstick tonight for one person and one person only. My BFF is supposed to be in the room tonight. Her name is Lisa. And if she's not asleep, she's coming. But she always said red is my best color. Van Vita Travels. Hello, Paula. And I'll tell you about that. I spent 3 hours on the phone with her. Okay. I always get little songs in my head. So, you know, this is the week of Thanksgiving. The week of Thanksgiving. And I have been thinking a lot about those, you know, the things that I'm thankful for. And I despise using the word I know better than to do that. So I was thinking about my best friend. She's been my best friend for about 6, 7 years, somewhere around there, maybe 8. And I have a lot of friends, but I have always been someone who I connected better with males than females. So I haven't had a lot of girlfriends. Okay. I have 5 sisters, of which I don't see anybody in the room. I have 3 living sisters right now, but I have, you know, none of them are in the room. Okay. So, but I think it's a consequence of having 5 sisters that I have a tendency to make better friends with males. I have a lot of females in my life. Deborah Wheeler, you're so cute. This is another friend from my hometown, and I love her so much. You are very special to me, Deborah, and you know that. Always you are. So I've lost touch with this best friend for the last 9 months, and it coincides, coincidentally, when I really started getting into YouTube. And that is what I do. Arfatima Jaffrey, hello to you. Did you find an RV? No, I'll talk about that. I don't want to take too much time up with talk because I want to play game. But and if you see somebody here who you don't know, go check out their channel or write it down and go check them out and give them a like and subscribe and see how you like their channel. So anyway, I I have a tendency to jump all feet in. Okay. I like go on the high dive and I go over. And that's what I've done with YouTube. I've been on the high dive trying to meet the goals that I set for myself. Because once I decided I wanted to get monetized, I wanted to get monetized in as quickly manner as possible. And I'm also going to share some information I got in a few minutes about what I did wrong. What I did wrong. So anyways, if she's not asleep, my friend will be popping in here, and I hope so. And I think my little sister will pop in too. So also, if you feel like it and you'd like to share this out to your social media, whether it be Facebook or your community tab, it would be greatly appreciated. All right. So that's the thing about my friend. So I have to now start making some effort. Okay. So I spent 3 hours on the phone with her. 3 hours this morning. It was 3 hours. So anyways, it's just been a really quick day. And I hope you like the backdrop. There are some people who have producers, okay? And that's cool. That's fine. I'm not big enough to have a producer. I've got a stage manager, though. I've got a stage manager, and he does a dang good job, the Modern King. And he does it quickly, too. So that's taken care of. Check, check. Yes, Kaylee, wow, 3 hours. 3 hours. But this is a person that knows every nook and cranny of my life. Okay, it's just the way our friendship is. Knows every nook and cranny. The only person who might know at least as much is my husband. Okay, so I've not had a best friend like this since I was very, very young. And I do love her like a sister. And she's actually on our family page. We have a private family page. And she's included on that because she's a sister to our sisters, to my sisters. The RV DJ, welcome to you. And Victoria, I think you probably stepped out, but thank you for getting back here. All right, so I think we've covered those things. And I've got my fire, I said, and that feels good. A little bit of fire going and a little bit of Christmas. But we still have to finish off our Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving holiday question and answer trivia. So thank you, Patricia, Patty. I appreciate that. Kaylee, you know, her and I are like that, though. We can just talk for hours and hours and hours. And, you know, she's the person I tell things to that helps me think things through. She's one of the people. I have a couple of them. And so that's just the way that's the way it's been with us. All right. So the other thing I'd like to share is where we're at analytically. I said it right. I'm going to share the screen for a moment. I'm going to go to my Chrome tab. And I'm going to go to Analytics, YouTube, Analytics. Share the screen. All right, guys. So we are at 15,000 views, 15,102 to be more accurate. Watch time hours of 2,847.4. I just rounded back down to 47, which means I only need 1,153 watch hours. So if you are someone who has not done my playlist, I have an everything playlist. And Kaylee, if you could go find that and put that connection on there for me, I would very much appreciate it. And if you have time to play it overnight or something, or like I have a spare computer. I have a whole spare computer. I had 3 playlists going at one time on here. I know, but I didn't have anything. It didn't need to be attended to in any way. So I just put people's RV Underway was one of them. And there's 2 more. RV Underway and 2 more. So, and then subscribers, I've gained a few subscribers. We're at 1228. So everything is trending upward. I believe with all my heart, I'll have my watch hours by Christmas. It's the only Christmas present I want. And I have sent a letter to Santa Or let me rephrase that. I'm writing it. So I'll write it. I'll do a short on it. So you can see I sent a letter to Santa saying all I want this year is my watch hours. That's it. All right. So we're done with that. Garbage. Because as we know, it ain't all about me. All right. Have I missed anybody? All right. Everybody's accounted for and said hello to. So right now we're going to start our game section of this. And how I'm going to do it different this week. It was brought to my attention by my little sister, Priscilla, that I was missing winners, you know. And it's not that those people don't, you know, it's not about money or anything, but that I kept not catching the right person. Here is someone new. ERAP TV channel, welcome to you. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad you're here. I think this is your first time to my chat. And following the yellow brick road, hello. And I believe that's Shirley. If my mind is serving me well, your name is Shirley. I hope I have the right name. And if I haven't, I'm so sorry. All right, so what I'm gonna do is take one sip of coffee as if I need it. And I am going to, oh, there's my little sister. Hello, Priscilla. So I have 2 people watching the chat today for my error of ways, so that the right person's name gets called for the win. All right, so Brent, or the Modern King, as he likes to go by, Jill Weatherly, hello to you. Thank you for coming in. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And I think one last thing before we start, if everybody could just post one word, if you could say it in one word of Thanksgiving that you feel. I tell you, I feel thankful for community. I border on a couple of different communities. I have more than one community in my life. And that's something that I'm deeply thankful for. I mean, above all, I'm thankful for the God of my understanding, that I know and believe and experience loves me, and that I love God above all else. Everything falls below God for me. It may not seem like it to some people, but he does. And I talk with him on a regular basis and tell him, I'm sorry, because sometimes I don't show you my appreciation, but I'm appreciative beyond words for that. And then here's Whoa Nellie, Whoa Nellie RV Adventures. Let's see, saying hello to Catherine Cook. And that's who I was aiming for. Catherine, thank you for coming in, Catherine. There is my BFF right there. You made it. Thank you for coming, Lisa. I will not cry. I will not cry. But thank you for coming. Because I want you to be a part of this. Very much of my life overall. All right. So, wipe the tears away. And everybody in here is a friend, Lisa. I mean, I'm sitting here in a room of people I do not know. Some of them even their faces yet. But there's beautiful people in here. And trust me, she is a wonderful person. Lisa is a strong, very strong woman. One of the strongest I know. And inspirational in her own life. So thank you for coming in, just being in the room. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to start the game section of our evening. And I'm going to ask a question, and the first person to chime in with the right answer wins. Now, you're not going to win anything except bragging rights. And again, if you share out, I'm very grateful for that, and the thumbs up. So, and then at the end of it all, I will draw a number, and everybody will get a chance to win a $10 Amazon gift card. All right, so I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to bring up, and Lisa, I have learned how to use some technology a little bit. You'd be very proud of what I've learned. Whoops. Of course I'm going to screw up. All right. So the first question is, what motivated the Pilgrims to come to America? What made them want to come to America? Yes, Victoria, do not forget her karaoke night, please. What motivated the Pilgrims to come to America? Let's see what everybody has to say. Hello, Wandering Gypsy Vanner. Thank you for coming in. What motivated, it's too small of a picture, the Pilgrims to come to America? I'm going to give you a few more seconds, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to type stop, S-T-O-P, in the chat. All right, stop. So the answer, and then I'll blow it up for you. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer is religious freedom. So I'm going to make this page bigger so that people can see these better. Okay, so let's see who got it first. Religious freedom. And it was religious freedom that they were looking for. Okay, the first person I see with religious freedom is Patty Woods. Does anybody see another person? Does anyone see anybody different? Because I have Patty Woods as first winner. Kaylee and Brent, am I right? I'm going with Patty Woods. If I'm wrong, correct me. Please. Please. All right. It looks like Patty Woods is the winner for that question. Okay. Uh-oh. Number 2. What is the name of the famous rock where the Pilgrims landed? And this should be pretty simple. What is the name of the rock where the Pilgrims landed? Patty Woods for the win. Yes, she did. Thank you, Deborah. You can help me out. I think Priscilla got it. I'm looking on my phone, and it appears I don't have any thumbs down yet. Priscilla is the first. All right. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe, yep, Priscilla is number 1. We've got 2 people watching out for me tonight, Priscilla. All right, number 3. What part of the turkey is saved and snapped as a superstitious good luck custom? Let's see. This is just going to be quick fingers on this. Ah, whoa, Nellie. You got it. Whoa, Nellie. One win for Whoa Nellie, one for Priscilla, and one for Patty Woods. Number 3. Oh, excuse me. Number 4 is going, ooh wee, looky there. Thanksgiving is a day of giving thanks for the blessing of what? What particular thing were they blessing or feeling blessed for? Having. Hey, Jim. How are you? Nice to see you in here. Thank you for coming. And Lucy. Whoa, Nellie RV Adventures. Your name just came to my head. I've got so many names I'm trying to remember. Fern the Camper. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Just finished dinner with the family. Yep. I'm going to be talking about a change I'm making that has to do with time for this. For food. All right. But no problem. All right, so let's see who got stop. I got to put stop in here. S-T-O-P. Stop. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up here. And it looks like Whoa Nellie Adventures. So the actual answer, and that's very much exactly in tune, was harvest of the preceding year. So either one of those. So food would be correct. So Whoa Nellie has got 2 now. And that's a good call. I would not have got that myself. All right. Anybody else come in while I was doing that? Nope. Next question. What other country celebrates its own version of Thanksgiving, sometimes called L'Action de Graces, on the second Monday of October? They celebrate a month before us. And if she's in here, I think I know who might get this quickest. Ah, I think we got a winner. Oh, well, I didn't say stop, but stop. S-T-O-P. Stop. Stop. Don't throw tomatoes. No tomatoes. Priscilla is right. The answer is Canada. And if Paula's still in here, she would have gotten that one. Because, of course, she lives in Canada. All right. So there is that question. So Priscilla got it. So now, Priscilla, you have 2. You have 2. Patty has 1. And Whoa Nellie RV Adventures, Lucy has 2. Next question. If you want to mix things up, oh, wait a minute. Which country consumes the most turkey per year, per capita? Which country per capita consumes the most turkey? Not necessarily Thanksgiving, because I looked at the answer. The most turkey per year per capita. Okay. I know you love hearing the parakeets. I'm going to do a short with the parakeets. Okay, we're going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Stop. All right, the answer happens to be Israel consumes the most turkey per capita? And let's see if anybody got it. USA, me. I love turkey too, Kaylee. Oh, did somebody got? Do you live in Israel, TCG fam? I have to write your names down. I don't know who you are, and I want to check out your channel, TCG fam. It looks like you're the first winner chicken turkey dinner. Russia? I just don't know if Russia would have been my first answer. Neither would Israel. Probably the USA would have been my first answer. So I'm going to go with TCG fam. TCG fam is up for one, unless I'm wrong. All righty. Next question. What state grows the highest number of potatoes in the USA? Which state grows the most potatoes? I think we all think we know what it is, and I have to tell you, I don't know if that's the answer. Okay, Kaylee, thank you. Yeah, nice job, TCG family, because that would have never come to my mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. All right, let's see if it's Idaho. Yes, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. It's Idaho. So let's see who got it first. Good job. I'm looking for that. What up? There we go. Lucy. Looks like Lucy got it. Whoa, Nellie RV Adventures. Whoa, Nellie RV Adventures has a great channel. If you have not been to their channel, please go over and watch. They travel. They do some traveling. I don't know if they're weekend warriors at this time, part-timers. I don't think they're full-time, but Lucy's wonderful, adorable host, and I love watching her when I get a chance to. So if you get a chance, go over and say hello to Lucy and tell her Lucretia sent you, or Butter, B-U-T-R, burning up the roads. Next question, number 8. What amino acid can be found in turkey? I believe we had this last week, people. I'm sorry for repeat test questions. What amino acid can be found in turkey? Now, again, this is just going to be a matter of who's got the fastest fingers. And I'm not going to give you much time on this, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay. Kaylee, and I believe you're right, Kaylee. L-tryptophan. Tryptophan. Yes, ma'am. Tryptophan. So, unless I'm wrong, it's Kaylee for a win. Feels like something's in my eye. You know what's really odd is I sit in a room that's very quiet, and I just hear myself talking, and Lisa knows that's a problem. It's just me and myself and I, and the birds. Little patty cake isn't even in here. All right, next question. Is turkey might be the most injuries related to Thanksgiving Day is the most injuries related. What kind of injury do you think happens most often on Thanksgiving? It will make sense once you see the answer. Oh, TCGM got it? Okay. Let me run up here and see. There was Kaylee. You're right. Thank you for calling me on that. So sorry, Kaylee. TCGM got it. I was wrong. Again, I've got a couple people in this room who are amazed to hear me say that, but I was wrong. All right. And I'm going to give a couple more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Let's see the answer. The answer to that is mishandling of knife. We're cutting a lot of things, slicing a lot of things up, and then before you know it, you got blood all over everything. And you don't want to do that on Thanksgiving. That is not a place we want to be on Thanksgiving, the emergency room. Okay, let's see who got knife first. There's my stop. Butter? Oh, my fingers tipped over each other and missed them. But finally got one there. No, she didn't get it. I did. Okay. Burns. The snapping from overeating. Fire burns. I thought it might have been fire too. Lisa got cuts. Priscilla got cuts. Burns. Jim. All right. So the first person who got cuts was Priscilla. So there you go, Priscilla. I believe you've got 3. If I'm wrong, just tell me so. I'm going to hit stop one more time for my own mind. All right. The next question. It doesn't take a junior to answer this one. As many people know, it seems like a great honor to carve a turkey, but in this momentous occasion, however, it also takes a lot of skill. All right. Number 10, who thought the concept of Thanksgiving was the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard? The most ridiculous idea I've ever heard, and I don't know the answer to this one. Who thought of that? And I don't know if we're ever going to get the answer because I don't know the answer. But I'm going to give people a stab at it, so to speak. No pun intended. Let's see what y'all are saying. I super glue my cuts. Jill Weatherly super glues her cuts. You know, Richard has mentioned that before, that why don't we just super glue it? And hello, the Air Force guy, RV and more. The Air Force guy, RV reviews and more. Paul, thank you for coming. I forgot to welcome you. And I'm so sorry. Camper 1, Camp Goer 1, thank you for coming in. Very glad you're here. I love your picture too. It's really very cute. Okay, Jill Weatherly. All right. So the answer, we're just gonna I'm gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. All right. Let's see together. We will undo the answer together. Short show answer. Thomas Jefferson thought it was the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. So let's see if anybody said TJ. I'm going to go clear back up to stop. I super glue my fingers. Ford Man. Thank you, Ford Man, very, very much for that. Great night. You have a good night too, Fern the Camper. Santa, no. Barack and Michelle Obama, no. Backroads. Thomas Jefferson, whoa, Nellie. You got it, girlfriend. TJ, so you're not only beautiful, do great shows, you're also brainiac. So we've got 4. So Patty Woods has 1. Priscilla has 3. Whoa, Nellie has 4. TCG family has 2. And Kaylee, oops, I made a mistake. You don't have any. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Thank you for helping me out tonight. I just, you know, it's only right that I call the right winners. Otherwise, it's not a game. And God knows I'm not even remotely competitive. Is somebody texting me? Very curious. It looks like it is. Who campaigned for years to make Thanksgiving a national holiday? For years. Who campaigned for years? I assume it is a president, is my opinion, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong. Okay, so Kaylee, if you want to be responsible for that emoji, so after this question, we will explain what we're going to do. Thank you for catching it. I love you and I appreciate you. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, Kaylee, go ahead and put in the little emoji. Stop. All right. Let's go back up here and we'll see where people started answering. I cheated. I Googled it. You know what? Who does not Google? I'm telling you, I'm just being honest. I think most people use the Google. My dad always called Google the Google. You know, he was 94 when he died this year, and he always referred to Google as the Google. I pictured this guy on a carpet with a hat, you know, a Middle Eastern, a genie. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I thought he saw it as the genie, and there was probably this genie guy, and it was a guy, by the way, sitting on a carpet, very smart, and he had all the answers. The Google. So the answer is Sarah Joseph Hale. I'm almost betting it was another Google, which is fine. I really, truly don't care if you use Google. And I got that, Kaylee. See, picture and idea. Whoa, Nellie cheated. Yeah, apparently not. It was Sarah Joseph Hale. And I believe Sarah, I'm going to look this up, but I was thinking for some reason in my mind, Sarah Joseph, I'm thinking she may have been an African-American woman. Back rows, again, wrong, completely wrong. That's a stop sign emoji, yep. So, no, me, not when we are competing. Okay, so nobody got that one. Punch, needles, and prisms. That's it, prims. Punch, needle, and prims. Hello, Doreen. You are welcomed. I'm very happy you're here. And nobody got it. No Googling, it's a game. Priscilla, calm down. Calm down. Some of these answers we just don't know. Google is cheating. Patty Woods, did you know the answer, Ms. Woods? We got two Long Islanders. I got a Long Islander standing across from me, and I got a Long Islander on the computer.
I don't really identify as a Long Islander. I identify as an Oaklander.
You identify as an Oaklander, okay.
Green and gold till I'm dead and cold.
Oh boy, green and gold till he's dead and cold. That's my roommate. Okay, right on, Patty Woods. Okay, so whoa, Nellie got it. Whoa, Nellie got it? Oh, let's back the truck up. Sarah Joseph Hale, there's Whoa, Nellie's, and did TCG family got it, did not. All right, it is Whoa, Nellie. That's 5. She got it first. As far as what I see on my chat. Now, here's a glitch in this process. That's why I do not do a prize for the winner of a game, because everybody's internet is at a different speed. You know, mine may be slow and yours fast, and Priscilla's may be fast and Patty's is slow. So, and we're all over the country, and occasionally I get people from the Philippines. So we're all over the world, and I got a couple from Australia. So that's why at the end of a game, after whoever's left over in the room gets to draw for the prize. I feel better about that. So this is for Whoa, Nellie 5. All righty. kids. I want to make sure I've said hello to everybody. Sharon A, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Thank you for coming. And Sissy's Journey, thank you for coming in today. I just lost you, but thank you. There you are. All right. Oh, Camper. Whoa. Oh, this is the one I wanted. That's me. Green and gold till I'm dead and cold. Packers. I'm from Wisconsin. I have that shirt. You know what? I'm a Kincaid. My married name is Lake. My maiden name is Kincaid. And we have Kincaids that my great grandparents or great migrated to Wisconsin. They were right around Timmytown. Is there a Timmytown, Wisconsin? I believe I'm right. Bedaisy, hello to you. I don't know you either. Bedaisy. Thank you for coming in. See, Rob on the Road. Rob on the Road is from the UK. So I got people from all over. Lisa, what are you saying, sweetie? I got YV. You may have to spell YV out for me because I'm not sure what it means. I'm lost here. Me too. And I'm leading the game. So when the leader's lost, be real careful. So we're playing Thanksgiving, the last installment, may I add, of Thanksgiving trivia. And so we need to go on to the next answer because I think that was a hard one. If you want to thank someone for letting you have a day off work on Thanksgiving, thank Sarah Joseph Hale. Outside of her activism, Hale wrote the nursery rhyme, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. All right. I apparently taught an unnice version to my little niece, Jennifer, when she was a toddler. That could be why she's had a bump in the road or two. That nursery rhyme, me. I could be completely responsible for it all. I love my niece. For the first television broadcast on a Thanksgiving Day football game was in the year. What year was the first televised football game? And there's a picture of it. And this is just going to be stabs in the dark unless we got a football fan out there. And I know I've asked this question in the past. Well, thank you, Victoria. You just listen if that's what you need to do. Bye, Lisa. I love you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you were here for a few minutes. I know that it gets boring. Hey, I try not to be too boring. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Oh, go ahead and put the emoji out, Kaylee. I almost did it. Okay, so let's look at the answer. The answer is 1956. These days, it may seem like Thanksgiving football are inseparable, but funnily enough, the two things have only been linked during the last few decades. Well, it's more than a few decades, but there's a picture of those handsome football players from old. Okay. Who got that one? And that year again was what? Did I say?
56.
1956. Okay, so we got 42. All right, 1942. TCG family. Not 2020. 1965. I'm looking for the magic number of 1956. Apparently, no big football fans in here. Looks like rugby. Well, Sharon A., you're right. I wondered about, but Old football does not look like the same football today, but 1956, I'm pretty sure they wore helmets. I want to put your name down. Are you a content creator, Sharon? Sharon A? Because I always like to look up the people who come to my live chats and say hi on your channel. Put the coffee down. Why, Priscilla? Am I talking too fast? I know, look at the uniforms. Okay, so we're going to count this as a nobody got it, and that's all right. It was a shot in the dark. So from now on forward, this is what you're going to see. I'm not going to put stop in. Kaylee saw some fumbles if you have. And so she came up with this idea, and I think that's the best one. So Kaylee will drop the stop as I count down. When I get to 0, she's going to drop a stop. Nope, you're an NN. All right. So I hope you'll come back. That looks like any neighborhood school or park. Yes, ma'am, it does. Next question. Male turkeys are called what? Male turkey. Okay, now, I don't know why that's there. Male turkeys are called what, Tom? What? Toms. Male turkeys are called what? Toms. And I need to get rid of that little snotty remark. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but I'll let people put some answers in just because. I thought it was Tom too, but Tom is part of the answer or part of the question. All right, Kaylee, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right. Gobbler might be it. Tom Turkey. I think it's Tom, guys. All right. We will see. When most people think about turkeys, they picture the typical bird with large fanning feathers and that unique beard. But only males look like this, and the females actually look relatively normal in comparison. Well, I'm telling you that does not. I think it was just Tom. Again, not my fault. I am not taking this one on. I did not do anything wrong. Officer, I did not. It was not me. It was Priscilla. Okay. We'll just count that as a mess up on the game maker, the game maker. All right. What was the name of the ship the Pilgrims traveled on? What was the name of the ship? Again, everybody knows this. You're going to get about 15 seconds or 20. I have to count in my head. I have to close my eyes to count. No, we'll figure it out. Go. What was the name of the ship? Herbert, Patty. Throw me off. Uh-oh. I know. They're called Toms. Answers with no question. Okay. I believe we got it right there. I believe TCG family got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kaylee. All right. So let's say, and look at the answer. We shouldn't need to look at the answer, but the Mayflower. Today, the Mayflower is strongly linked with the history of the United States. Some of its passengers went on to found family lines that stretch forward in time to today's most prominent celebrities. So, by the way, I believe we have family that was on there, Priscilla. I think so, or one of in the follow-up ships. I believe it was the Toothaker family. And if the Modern King is on here, he knows. So, Modern King, if you're on, answer that question. And we had someone who was either hanged or burned For witch trials. I wasn't part of it. Again, it wasn't me. It was the other lady. All right. Let's see who won that. And I believe it was TCG Fam. I believe I'm right. TCG. We've got 3 for you now. 4 for Nellie. 3 for Priscilla. 1 for Patty Woods. 3 ladies. We got 3. Well, I'm making an assumption. TCG Fam may not be a lady. All right. Moving on. Moving on. The first Thanksgiving festival celebrated on which place? The first Thanksgiving festival celebrated on which place? I don't know. The first Thanksgiving festival celebrated on which place? I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. I would just say historical place. Okay. Thank you, Kenneth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kaylee got it. All right, Kaylee. Let's see what the answer is. Plymouth, Massachusetts. That made sense. See, I was thinking just stab in the dark, and it looks like TCG Fam got it. Our newcomer, one of our newcomers, bing, bing. TCG has 4. They're right up there with Nellie. And let me look at my time clock, 5:52. And I don't want to run over. I would love to, but I'm not going to step on somebody else's toes. There's stuff I'd like to do, but oh well. That's life. That's being a grown-up girl and saying everybody gets their shot at time. I'm going to do one more question, and then we'll do a drawing. The little bit more information was, it makes sense that the first ever Thanksgiving festival was celebrated in Plymouth, since this was where the Pilgrims initially landed. Just like the Pilgrims themselves, this celebration eventually spread throughout America. All right, final question. What was the original name for the Pilgrims? Come on. What was the original name of the Pilgrims? I think we all know this, but I have forgotten the name, but I do know it. Fordman, a.k.a. Oh, I love that. Roanoke Island. I think that technically, although the way it was written was the right way, but I think the technical name is Roanoke. It's a close race, our Fatima Jaffrey. It's a close race. But Nellie is in the lead. Okay, well, we could do that. So we're going to do, after this answer, I'll go ahead and I will, I'll do what I think I'm going to do. And Backroads just gave me a good way to handle it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kaylee? All right. Let's see what the answer is. I think it's Puritans. And the answer is Puritans. These days, people generally call the Mayflower passengers Pilgrims, but a more accurate term would be Puritans. After all, the whole reason they left their home nation, they left their nation because they were being persecuted in England. Persecution, religious persecution. So, Puritans. Let's see who got it. Okay, the Three Stooges, Settlers, Pilgrim Fathers, Sharonay. Sharonay, I believe, is the very let's go back up a little further. Okay, yeah, then that's going back up into the other question. So the Puritans, and that would be Sharon. Sharon A. So Sharon A with 1. So Patty Woods and Sharon A were both 1. Priscilla was 3. TCG Family was 4. And Whoa Nellie RV Adventures was 5. So she won. Lucy, are you still in here? So Lucy is, I'm going to have to get a little thing to pop up for winners. Oh, you had to do the dishes for your teenage bride of 39 years. Now, you are a nice husband. You are a nice husband, Jim. Okay, so we've got a winner, and that would be Whoa Nellie RV Adventures. Whoa Nellie RV Adventures winner. So again, if you don't know who she is, go over and check her out and check each other out. At this moment, we're going to pause. And what we're going to do is, could someone, first of all, I'm going to choose a number. A number between 1 and, there's 21 people in the house. I'm going to go between 1 and 40. Between 1 and 40. And I'm going to write a number down. And whoever gets that number will win the $10 Amazon gift card. And I'm going to go, like, give me 5 more seconds. Okay, and I circled it. All right, the first person to get that right, or to hit that number, is going to win it. And then after that, I'm going to have somebody drop a link at the end of this part and you can keep guessing. You don't have to guess just once. And yes, by the way, happy anniversary, Jim. I'm sorry for that part I didn't say. And Backrows Nomad, you're a smart aleck. See, Priscilla, I can control my mouth at times. I still don't. I see people very close. I still don't see it. Nope. Had to double check just to make sure. I'm going to go back to the top. Hold on. Hold on. I have a winner. Unless there's somebody, it was number 3. Let me see if there was anybody above TCG. Okay. I don't believe so. Is the drawing for the people tied? No, Priscilla, the drawing is for everybody who's in the room at the end of the game, not for anybody who won anything with the game. It's a separate thing. Everybody gets to play. That's why I explained at the beginning. You might not have been in the room. I'm sorry. I should have explained again. I'm sorry. I'm looking for anybody who did number 3 before TCG fam. And I'm not seeing it. So unless, Kaylee, I'm wrong, or one of my other moderators, unless you can find somebody who got number 3 first, TCG fam wins the $10 gift card. So what I need you to do, TCG fam, is I'm going to drop a link to my email, and I'd like you to email me, and in the one section say $10 winner. That's all. And then I will send you, and I'll have your email address from that, and I'll be able to send you a gift card from Amazon for $10. It's not much, but you know, we just want to show appreciation. And I appreciate everybody who's come here tonight. So what we're going to do from this point, since there is somebody else doing a live stream, and there may be a few people who want to hang out a little longer, we can, I forgot to put this in about Nellie. And so if you want to hang out a little longer, we can hang out a little longer and play a little more of this, or we can have a panel and have some people come up and talk about thanks and what we're thankful for. And I have to say, I was talking with my roommate and my son earlier, and about the whole beginning of this whole Thanksgiving process started between I think some well-meaning people, between the Native Americans and the Pilgrims or the Puritans, however you want to call it. And I'm grateful that my ancestors got here. And I absolutely don't want this to be any kind of, this is no political statement. Please, I'm not meaning it that way, and I'm going out on a limb, and I feel that there might be a crack in it, but I'm going to do it anyways. I have ancestors from Native Americans, and I have ancestors from England, from not Russia. I'm not part of the Russia hoax. From Ireland and Scotland. And I'm grateful for all the people that made their way here. I'm sad about some of the things that happened in that process on both sides of the aisle. It seems like in this country, before it was ever a country, I mean, we've had some conflict going on no matter what, and no matter what time of genesis of the United States of America this has been. So Priscilla has to go. Her arm, my little sister is having what I'm fairly certain is a ruptured disc in her neck. I'm sorry. I've told you already. I know what it is. I've had enough of those things. And she's getting an MRI done soon and find out what it is, and we'll potentially have that rectified. See, I danced around a tree right there, Priscilla. Instead of saying they're going to cut your neck open and take things out and put things in, I said it's going to be rectified. It's a much sweeter, calmer way to talk about that. So could someone please drop a link to, no, I didn't mean that Nellie was the went, well, no, okay, no, Nellie actually won the game. Nellie RV Adventures actually won the game. She got 5 right. Lucy got 5 right, and TG Family got 4 right. We stopped the game, and the game was done at that point. I think we'll either pick it back up or do something different for a little bit longer. Yes, Jim. Well, we've had to take a break. I'll come to that. So I'll leave that question up there. So after that was done, I just did the guess the number portion of the evening, because I don't feel that the whole internet quickness thing is different for everybody. And I like it to be equal on this. They still won because they actually guessed the right number. It's the only reason they won. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, somebody else needs to be doing this, because thanks, Bjorn. We're Bjorn. Thank you. All right. So what I was going to address, yes, she's already had a neck surgery. She had a severe blowout. Oh, God, I hope. Okay, where's the music when we could use it? Priscilla's already had one blowout before, really bad in her neck, and her arm became unusable, and it took forever to get it fixed. We don't want that to happen, so she's jumping right on it. All right, so there is a another live stream going with another channel, and I don't remember who it was. May I? Mamadou dog face to the banana patch. All right, well, you're confusing me, Backroads. I get confused easy. Oh, you lost power. Well, so you won the non-trophy, non-monetary win of the game. You know, we play the game for fun. So thank you for playing the game, and I hope you will play next week. And then after the game, we did a drawing for a number, and that person won the $10. So I'm sorry you lost power. All right, so I know that there's another live going on, and if somebody knows who that is and can drop the link for that, I would appreciate it. And if you want to stay, we'll stay, and I'll stay for a little longer. Religious freedom. Yes. TCG fam. Okay. Can somebody, one of the moderators, Happy Place Camping. There is the link for the current Happy Place Camping. They've been on for a few minutes. So if you'd like to go support them as well, I'm not selfish. Go support them, please. I fully support them. I played their playlist, as a matter of fact. And again, if there's anybody on here who would like to play our playlist, please, if somebody could drop a link to our everything, I would appreciate that. Are you heading out too, Patty? Thank you for coming in tonight. All right. This was a neat live stream. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. We're going to start with a more festive, kind of a different, we're going to start with Christmas holiday next week. Oh, and next week, speaking of next week, I'm changing the time I do this. There's three of us going live right after D, Box Van D, and it's me, it is K&R Destinations, and it's RVers Live. And I came in after them. I'm the third person in line. So I'm going to move up a little bit earlier in the day, not early by any chance, but 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock maybe, and maybe about 2 o'clock. And that way I could have a buffer of an hour, to do 2 hours if we end up doing that before Box Van D comes on at 4. And then we'll raid Box Van D. Okay, Peter Dell, hello to you. Oh, gone boondocking. Hello, David. I'm glad you're here. And you're welcome, Sissy's Journey. So if you'd like to go over and give a support, if you could tell them that Butter sent you, BUTR, do an acronym. All right, so could people type in the chat? Would you rather have a panel and talk about channels? Would you rather talk about, or would you rather, if you want to talk about panel, get on a panel, or just have a panel. Maybe you don't want to be on the panel, but you'd rather see other people do it. Put in a P for panel. If you want to continue with the game, put in a G and we'll continue with the game. Whatever, if you want to just chat, and I'll give you a few minutes to do that. We're doing good, Peter. We've been playing a trivia game, as you can see, for Thanksgiving. And right now it's kind of transitioning, giving people a chance to run over to watch another live stream if they would like to. And because, I'm not the only game in town, for darn sure. Let's see, Jim is talking to David, gone boondocking. Again, fantastic channel. This is like, honestly, when he comes in the room, I really mean this, David. It's like one of the very smartest men I've ever listened to. People, it doesn't matter. I've never listened to anybody, you are a smart guy. And so I'm really grateful to know you, because the things that you are doing, and this is the guy who builds, Gone Boondocking, David, is the guy who builds the Hour Shower. And if you've never heard about that, if you don't know what I'm talking about, could somebody drop, because this is seriously important for some people, because getting a shower, by the way, is an important thing for many people. Really. And if you don't know what an hour shower is, you want to look at it. So if somebody could drop a link to that, please, I would very much appreciate it. And go take a look at it. So Yep, it's super important. I mean, so back to Jim's question about whether we did take a break. Richard got really sick. I got sick too, but Richard has been really sick, and he had the same problem. It was an intestinal issue. We thought we had an illness called C. diff, and it's a bacterial infection of the intestines, and that's what we thought we had. And I think I'll take this down for right this moment. And I'll go back to StreamYard. So we thought we were that we had this, and I thought it was even possible that we had COVID, because there is a symptom that's a newer found symptom that can be isolated by itself, and it has to do with the unpleasantness of the intestinal bacterial infection. And I think we're all smart enough to figure out what I'm talking about. So we went to the urgent care one night. I have to deal with this. We went to urgent care one night, and we were both tested for it, and tested for COVID. And we don't have either one. We did not have C. diff, which is a serious illness, and that's what the symptom looked like. And it can also be COVID. This is a bacterial infection of the intestines. So we're clear of COVID. I actually wished I had the antibody. I'm one of the crazy people. I wish I had the antibody, because guess what? I know my sister's gone. She really gets mad at me for saying this, but I just have to be honest. I don't think I'll die from it if I get it. There are some people who do. We've got, how many people have died from it? So I'm just saying, I don't think, I'd rather have the antibody showing that I've had it and it was gone through me somehow. So we had to put our camper, our RV shopping on hold, because trust me, there's nothing more other than getting Richard well, because he's really struggling getting well from this. I mean, he has taken an antibiotic. There's nothing more in my life I want than to get my hands on the RV that we're supposed to have. Thank you, Kaylee, very much for this right here. That's for David's hour shower stuff. And it's an invention. You know, he is an engineer, and he's invented this, and he's not trying to become a millionaire off of it, by the way. He's just a good man trying to help other people. And so there you go. Please take a look at Gone Boondocking's hour shower. All right, so thank you, dear. Camp goer one. I have the antibodies. I could give you some. I wish it was that simple. I do. I honestly do. Because I'd rather see herd immunity come on, really get into our communities. But I'm the minority, and especially in my family, because my little sister has COPD. Milder. My older sister, my oldest sister, living sister, is terrified of it. And she said, I don't believe I'll live through it. I'm not sure why. She is not, to me, sick in a way that she would not live through it. But that's not for me to decide. So guess what I do? When I go out into public, I wear a mask. I use hand sanitizer. And by the way, I'm a grown-up enough to know I have to wash my hands. And I keep my phone clean and all that good stuff. Well, hello, TGIF. Thank you for coming in. All right, so where did I go to click on something? Thank you, Gone Boondocking. Thank you, David. We appreciate that, because I truly believe I've had prayer happen, and I've had it happen for me in a positive way, work for me. Maybe not everybody, but it has for me. So, Jim, I was sure I had COVID or some nasty influenza last New Year's. I was dead sick for 5 days, and I never get sick. So my best friend who was on here, and she's not on here any longer, in the fall, see, they're saying the possibility of it having been here longer than December, January is there. And that my friend Lisa was deadly sick with a horrible virus in her respiratory system, and they could not figure out, well, she wasn't even going. She was afraid to go. She had to take herself in a taxi one time to the emergency room. And so we still don't know. She needs to be tested for the antibody. So it's in my opinion, because she and I believe she had it in October. It could have been something else. But we're talking about 3 months, 3 or 4 months it took this woman to get well. And she does have pretty bad COPD. And so it would attack her more aggressively. And I understand that. So, anyways, it's a nasty illness. I understand that. I don't necessarily hope I get it, but I don't think I'm going to die from it. And my sisters yell at me every time I say that, because I'm not a denier. I said that, by the way, I said that to one of my sisters who shall remain unnamed, and she's not on here, but she said, "You're telling me you don't believe in COVID?" I said, "You did not hear those words come out of my mouth." I said, "Think about this." I said, "Please think rationally." And I know I'll probably lose people off of here, but I said, "Please think rationally. I never said I did not believe in COVID-19. I believe it's real. It's killed countless people right now. I think it's killed many, many tens of thousands of people. Okay, I believe that." I said, "What you heard me say was, I don't think it will kill me." And I may be wrong. And I could be one of the people who, because I can be pretty arrogant at times, but I pretty well know my system. I did lose somebody, and that's all right. Maybe some other reason, they have a party to go to, another party. And so I don't want to turn this into a COVID conversation really. But I don't think I'm going to die from it. So, all right. So let's see if we can reverse this truck. Jim Bertrand, not that I'm aware of in Canada, can one get on the antigen test? Oh, you don't know if you can get an antigen test in Canada? I don't know. I made an assumption that you could. And Camp Goer 1, COVID lives in an intense burning in the chest. So that's one of the symptoms that I understand when people get the respiratory part of COVID, that it attacks the respiratory system. And there are other ways that it invades the body as well. Camp, you'll be fine. Yeah, Lucretia. Jim Bertrand, I think you're sweet. Consider all the time. Consider it all the time. I used to not be, Jim. If I had a position, and you know what? In my graduate, so I was 10 years ago, I made it into graduate school. Public policy. I was going to be a public policy advisor on health policy, of all things. But it took me to get to be an older person to realize I could take a position and not beat you with my position if yours was different. And by the way, I could be wrong on my position and you could be completely right. So I had to be 50 years old before that was part of who I became. And so, okay. Oh, yes, yes. So this last little piece here is what attacked Richard aggressively. Me not so bad, but still not good. And that's even, what's that medicine you take to stop that little symptom? Richard went through a whole pack just like that, didn't help at all. 0. So that's when we went to the urgent care. So yes, I was going to be a healthcare policy advisor. And then my spine started crumbling, 12 back surgeries later, 2 knee replacements later, here I am, disabled. It's just the way. So I didn't get to put my skills to work, really. So what I was going to say is I had to learn to take a position and back it up with some factual information to the best of my ability. And I can do that when I need to do that. I don't like to do that anymore because I really don't like, it does make enemies sometimes. I got attacked a lot from young ladies, especially. The young women in my program did not like me. Did not like me. The young girls. I had a young man who was a young man of faith, and he ran out to my car one day, and he stopped me from leaving, and he said, "Lucretia, please keep doing what you're doing," which, by the way, I was the one always putting my hand up with the answer, because when I was a kid and I was in school, I was stupid. I was smoking and weed and drinking. I graduated with a .98 from high school, .98, because I was very distracted. And I found out I'm actually not stupid. I'm fairly intelligent when I want to be, okay? And we'll just take that with a grain of salt. But I know how to find out answers. I'm good at research, and that's what got me into graduate school. No, anyways, I miss that. I miss college. Okay, Jill Weatherly, hello again to you. Victoria, sorry I've not gotten the flu shot and have not gotten the flu in so many years. I can't remember when, so that's how, I have to let my little beagle dog out, or she's going to be a problem. Come on, Pat. Out of the way, baby girl. There you go. Oh boy, it's raining. And I just see my fire went out, but I had to let my beagle out. You know, I didn't get it last year, but I got it this year. I'm trying to be as responsible as I can, not for me so much as my family, because Richard does have COPD too, not severe, but it killed my mother and it killed my sister. One of my sisters, my oldest sister, died 4 years ago from it. Jim Bertrand, not a blood test. CV is swab test. And that test, by the way, so we have 2 major hospitals within 10 miles of me. The one is a regional hospital. It's called Riverbend. It's ran by Catholics. It's a beautiful, sweet, beautiful big hospital, by the way. And they planned it around people being ill and trying to to build an environment where it was a healing environment, not just a room. And the whole hospital is fantastic. It's huge campus. It is a regional hospital. I love, if I have to be in the hospital, that's where I want to be. And then there's another one across the river, a little, about 6 miles further than that. And it doesn't have, it is a private run hospital that, you know, it's not a hospital one wants to be in. And there was a reason I was going to mention this. Oh, the swabbing. So when Richard had his last surgery not too long ago, he had to go get a COVID test there. And, you know, our car is in line, and they just do it from your car. They only did 1 nostril on him. So the other night when we went to urgent care, and that is the other hospital, the private run hospital. So we go to Riverbend urgent care, and we both needed the COVID test. You know what? We're there. Please test us, just to make sure that everybody in my family knows we're well. And oh my God, they did both sinuses. And I told them, I said, Willamette, it does 1 sinus. And she said, well, that's them. Does that seem scientific, by the way? That does not seem scientific. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's nothing scientific about that. It just concerned me. Jill Weatherly, how is Eugene this evening? Eugene is pouring down rain outside my door. Outside my door, it's pouring down rain. I wish it were snowing so bad. We hardly ever get snow here. You're in Winnipeg. I wish we had snow so bad. Although it hurts Richard these days. So here's Backroads. My cousin's wife, virologist and epidemiologist at Boston, has stated repeatedly that the test is fake. The death numbers are conflated and fake. So I really would like to know how many. I just want to know what's real. And I do believe there is some question about that. There's too many doctors say, although I have to tell you, I love Dr. Fauci. I'm a fan of Dr. Fauci. You know, but even his stuff is waffled a hair. a hair, but as more was known about this illness. Lovely evening in Tucson. And I bet it is lovely in Tucson, Jill. Camper goer. No, it seems that the hospitals are reporting on death certificates for many deaths that they had COVID, and they didn't. My friend's mom had that, and she didn't have COVID. Did they change that? I mean, I'm just curious if they changed that to correct it. I mean, nothing new in Oregon. So, Jill, yeah, nothing new in Oregon other than here's what's going on for just basically in Oregon. Oregon is in a partial, what I'm just going to call it, shutdown. Nobody else will call it that, okay? And that's fine. I believe we're headed into a new one. In about 5 days will be the end of our 2-week slowdown where certain things were closed. And I have to wish for snow. I love snow. I do. Richard does not love snow because, you know, reality is he's the one who does all the work if there's snow. And he hurts. Melted this summer. I bet. I only consider primary sources for important information. I learned to determine primary source from ABA accredited college paralegal program. Thankful for it every day. Yeah, I mean, I know, and I do think there's some, so for me, the conflict comes into play when I see good people, intelligent people with different information. And so the only fear I have is my fear is that I don't think, one of the issues is I don't know that they know everything there is to know about this disease. I don't. I think that's the problem. I think they're having a hard time nailing it down. And so they're trying to do the best they can with things like wear a mask. I do wear a mask and I wash my hands. And I believe I would be fine if I didn't wear a mask because I was not wearing a mask unless I was forced to in Walmart. And I'd never been forced to up until this last go around with our governor. And I understand she's following what the CDC says and our local health department. And she is doing what they've recommended. So I don't fault her for that. I don't like her for other reasons. Her policies, not her as a person. She's fine as a person, no doubt. But I don't like her policies. So, gone blue ducking, actual deaths, about 1/20th of the number that is reported per CDC numbers. I think it could be, fairly accurate or something around there. And I'll get to Victoria in a second. Kind of funny how the numbers soared and it's out of control after the election. Do you think? Lucretia, I'd like to tell you a lot of BS that I have had since, and none to me by doc who thought they knew what they was talking about, at least medically. Oh, I know. And I'll tell you, I've got some very good doctors that are pretty honest people, but it's the specialists. But done. Okay. So I watched a video, David, where you were, I like how it looks like you're a college professor, by the way, standing at a podium. I like that effect. When you're teaching, and that's just the way it is. And clear and 8-degree Fahrenheit here. All we need now is Camper Van Kevin in the group. And then it's like a full pack of you. Backroads, gone boondocking, and Kevin. So anyways, I I did like, there was a video I watched. I couldn't watch your live stream, but I watched the replay of it, and I know I commented on it, where you were talking about this stuff, and it was long, so it might have been that one, 2 hours. And Camp Goer 1, I really think they may be over-reporting the death tolls. A person's policies denote their character. A person's policies denote their character. That's true. That's true. Okay, then if everybody knows either, I sure hope solid knowledge increases rapidly and helpful treatments are found. 110%, Kaylee, because that's so that the I probably will get the vaccine if it's offered to me. Although I will be very honest, it was produced so quickly and under such a pressure cooker, I'm not sure how they can actually know for a fact that it's safe. Now, I'm not saying it's not safe. It may very well be safe, but I just don't know. I know people who are going to rush right to the front of the line, who are very fearful because of their illnesses. And by the way, because they're tired of being in this lockdown situation where, everybody's wearing a mask. Nobody can smile at each other. There's no greetings anymore. We have to really go out of our way. I have to really go out of my way if I want to make a stranger know that I notice them, or, hey, thank you for doing a good job. People can't hear when you're talking to them through those masks. Biden has stated, hail to victory. Does anyone know who else has said this is a European language? What is a European language? I didn't hear it. And here's something else. I'm staying away from the news. I honestly am. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the news. I am sick to death of the anger and resentment and the pushing and pulling, this pulling apart. It feels like pulling apart. And it may not be right, but once the election was done, I stopped looking at the news because I can't be in the battle. I just can't be in the battle on the front lines. Nope, I can't for many reasons. Kaylee, I try not to judge a person on their opinions. The same freedoms I have hold on my opinions apply to them too. That's right, Kaylee. And Jill Weatherly, you must be north of Backroads Nomad. I think maybe talking to Jim, because I believe David is south of Backroads. No vaccine running up the roads. And I may wait until there's a second round of them or third round of them and see what happens. Okay, that may be the right thing to do. Jim Bertrand. Where'd that go? I heard today there are 4 vaccines. How come 4 so quick after the election? I don't know. They were working on them, Jim, but I got quite sick due to vaccine mix-up. Oh, I hadn't a vaccine in 30. I hadn't had a vaccine in 30 years. I won't get the new vaccine right away. I think that's probably wise. I've never had a allergic reaction to the vaccine. I've had an allergic reaction to the shot where it was very painful for days afterwards. And Richard got a big lump in his a couple years ago. Bill Gates has stated that the vax has a nano chip that tracks everything you do. I heard him say it in a BBC interview. I know I listened to that too. I have to go back and re-listen to it because when he okay, so I heard him talk about and try to explain what he meant. And then they played the section where he was talking about all this. And it seemed like he was trying to clean that up and explain more about it. But I will never have something in me that has a chip in it. I just will never have a chip in me. I happen to be a believer of the Bible, and I'm never having a chip put in me. I'm just not. Why is the Mayo joke in my head? I don't know. I have issues. Maybe you should come on here and tell I don't know. I didn't, unless I missed a joke. I'm kind of scared to get the vaccine. When I once got the flu shot, I got so sick I wanted to die. There have been people who've gotten really sick from the flu shot, but I've had okay. But this is different. This has been rushed. Like, literally, I have a pressure cooker. I use a little pressure cooker to cook meat in really fast. And it's not the same as if I cooked it over a long period, by the way. Okay. Hear ya. Gotcha. Kenny said they were talking about wanting to give everyone the vaccine in a 25-hour. No. And by the way, you cannot be forced. We live in a free country. Okay, so I argue that with anyone any day. I argue your right to get it, and I argue your right not to get it. No one should be forced either way. And there should be nothing that tells anybody anything about you or what you do. No chips. And I won't take anything with a chip in it, personally. His fox paws. I don't have tattoos either. And I thought about getting a little infinity tattoo, but no, I'm not getting a tattoo. I don't like pain. I mean, I have enough real pain. I don't like to inflict pain on myself. Yeah, I mean, the interview's out there. You can Google that. The Google, as my dad would say. You can Google the Google, and it will take you to the interview. And I think people need to hear it for themselves and decide what it is they're hearing. Because I'll tell you, when he explained what he meant, but then I know that's the way people cover things up too. They come up with a back door. I've done it. I mean, most of us have found back doors for things we said and we really wish hadn't been heard at some point in our life. Here's a question for Gone Boondocking. I bet I don't know if you probably, it's not raining hard enough you could hear it, but it's raining pretty good outside my door. My fire is not going anymore until I get the new door. That little thing that I have over there does not give me the power to shut down the airflow. And there's just no heat like wood heat. No heat like wood heat. Let's see, Victoria May Wallace. I was very young when I got my tattoos and wish now I hadn't. Hun, people, I'm surprised I do not have tattoos. I just don't like needles so much that it's the only reason I didn't get a tattoo. Camper Goer 1. That Gone Boondocking. Do you ever go to Arizona? Kaylee. Okay, before we go off the rails, cite primary sources. Rumors create panic and wrongful suspicion. If you can cite, let that fact calm you and look for primary sources. That's right, Kaylee. And exactly, being able to cite primary sources when it's something as serious as the COVID illness and the vaccine. Always. Just one moment, folks. I had to help my primary source of love, hubby, look for something to eat. So here, let's see. So Kaylee, you're right. And I've trying very hard not to, well, I don't actually, just not. I'm gonna close the door. Patty, you're done outside. Oh my gosh. Patty, I'm shutting the door. There she goes.
What you do?
Outside. That's why it was open. All right, so citing those sources. If I hear something that concerns me, I look it up. I know enough to look stuff up. Even if I think something is right, I still look it up if it's important and it affects my life. With Sniffy and, okay, it will be mandatory. Or they will freeze assets. You'll lose your job, won't be allowed in stores without medical ID card. So if it comes to that, you know, I'm not getting a chip in me. It's just how it is.
Look at Smith.
Was there for 2 years, just came for a while. TGIF. Oh, it's so good to, it's so good at back roads. Can I ask a question? What was the brand name of the meat tenderizer for the bee sting? Daughter had a yellow jacket on her face 2 nights ago. Wish I had it. I know it. If I hear it, I will know it. But whoever knows that, could you please put it in there?
Can't read this.
So I'm telling. Thanks for your knowledge. You're getting a new door. Is that a door with glass? It is a glass door for the fireplace because I built a fire recently and it was so hot that the crumbled one of the panes of glass. It shattered right behind me and it's not a pleasant sound. And so we went to and ordered it. Richard ordered it, and they can't just send out for it one piece of glass. They had to wait till they get another order. And so I think we're just going to go. We have a recycle store in town, and they've got 2 or 3. And we're going to go when he's feeling better. That's the issue, is he's got to get better to be able to go out. Am I still muted? I'm not muted. I can read. I can read lips, Lucretia. Okay. I'm just helping Richard with his dinner. Oh, now there's my beagle. Our beagle. Come on, Pat Pat. Come on. All right. That's it, Addie, of this in and out. I'm busy. And I will attend to you in just a short time. So I'm a dog door watcher. My son. So I said there are some people who have producers on their show. Okay, they're so big that there's so many people they have to have a producer, and I understand that because I don't know how your brain would go that fast to do all those things with that many people. And so mine is small enough. All I need is a stage manager, and it happens to be my son. And he got a few things yesterday and put them up, but it's just a start. I'm not still muted, am I? Kaylee, your kitty avatar. So, okay, Jill Weatherly. Could you please come and do mine now? Jim Berger, please. All righty. Kaylee, no substitute for letting your doc know and recording the allergy in her medical records. Having a few EpiPens. Richard has EpiPens. We have a few EpiPens because he's highly allergic to bees. Very allergic to bees. And so that's, oh, I wanted to talk about finding a rig. Darn it. I need to go over that. Christmas deco, camper goer. All right. All right, so here's the deal. So I'm Joel, ha ha ha, my wife loves Christmas, but there's only us two now, but she decorates everything. So this is the family room and in our house here. And so that's it right there. Adolph's Meat Tenderizer. Adolph's. A-D-O-L-P-H-S. All right, I got it down too, because we need to have that. So I'm hoping this week we'll start to re-look for it. And that way we can just get it ready to go in January. I'm actually next month in December, the prescription medications we use, I'm going to start getting them through Walmart because I know there's a Walmart on every corner. Every town of any size has got at least one Walmart, including in Arizona, because the pharmacy we use now is a local pharmacy that delivers to our door for nothing. Now, I know there's a know-nothing. Somewhere in what they charge for the prescription is an increased price. I understand something for nothing does not exist. And it didn't take graduate school to teach me that. So anyways, thank you very much. My son loves to do this, and I love Christmas decorations. And my little sister, she actually wishes she could open up a very small storefront, holiday store. It would cover all the holidays and seasons, but it would have a primary focus of Christmas, because she loves Christmas. But since our father passed away in April, it's just been a really tough time for her, and she doesn't want to put up a single decoration. And that's really, and I hate autocorrect too. I've almost wrote very wrong things. All right, so let's see. We are now at 6. I'm going to go to 7 o'clock, and then try to feed some things, including my dog. She had a late breakfast, lunch. She had a brunch, really. So if there's anybody still, let's see, we've got 11 people still on here. So if there's anybody on here who might like to run my playlist, it would be greatly appreciated. And I am so grateful for everything that everybody has done to help us, from watching just even one video to some people who've ran playlists for me, to come in and spend a time on a live stream like this. There's a few of you have been on here from the beginning of the live stream. And so that is amazing. My best friend who came on here earlier, Lisa, again, I do not have best friends who are girls. I generally don't. So for me to have a BFF that's a female is a big deal. I mean, and I love her like a sister. And then I ignored her for 9 months just because I was busy with YouTube. It's not a good excuse, by the way. If you've got family or friends, please don't do what I did, because it hurt her very badly. Her feelings were very hurt. And so I have to try to always pay attention to the people I love, no matter what. I love what I'm doing here. I'm doing it like a job, but guess what? I like doing this, or I would not be sitting here on a Sunday night it's almost 7 o'clock. I would not be sitting here, people. TGIF, yes, I will. This is the second time she was swollen. I do think I didn't react fast enough. Beasting happens quick here, but I will have an EpiPen in my preps. Yeah, EpiPen has helped Richard. One time before we knew he had this new allergy, and it's only been acquired in the last 15 years, Richard, would you say?
Yeah.
He never used to be allergic to bees. So Lily Lazaga, thank you, my friend. Mega love, shout out to everyone. Hello, host, like and share. Yes, ma'am. And Lily is someone who helped me with my friends list. I absolutely adore you, Lily, and I think you know that. And I don't necessarily need friends. I mean, I guess we can always, most everybody wants more and more friends. And I stop in, because I adore Lily. And I appreciate Lily. I appreciate what you do. She is in the Middle East working, and she's a Filipina working in the Middle East, doing a job. And she's a sweet, sweet young lady. Adorable haircut. She used to have long black hair, and she got it cut short, and she is so cute. She's just adorable. I hope you know that I really do like you, Lily. Yes. Victoria, if you ever meet me in person, you might think of me as a BFF. I think so too, Victoria. I connect very well with you and also with Paula. Very, very well with Paula. YouTube is time consuming. So if a person wants to do this as a job, well, first of all, I did it as a test of my abilities because I miss college. I know it sounds stupid, but I miss college. And, like I said, I did it I was 50 when I graduated. You're waiting on bus going home. Yeah. You work late at night into the morning because I believe it's about morning time where you're at. I think you're about 12 hours ahead of me. And so that's about 6 and 7 in the morning. So there was something I was saying and I got distracted. I distracted myself. Well, Lily, you stay safe. Be safe there. Okay? I hope you're not by yourself. Darn it. I don't remember. Oh, so I missed college. And so I started studying this like college. And by the way, okay, so I started studying it like college. I first ran into Bob Wells, Cheap RV Living, and then Box Van D, and then Blue Wave Odyssey Bob. And then everybody else came from that. And so I am really grateful for Bob Wells, beyond my ability to thank him. But you'll never guess who's going to be on Monday's show. And I'm going to make the thumbnail is already out. So I guess you already know. Unless you don't have your bell on for me. If you don't have your bell on for me, then you don't know. It's going to be Sue Ann Carlson from HOWA, the executive director of Homes on Wheels Alliance. And so we're going to get fact versus fiction on what's going on with the RTR and the WRTR. If you don't know what the RTR is, called Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, and the WRTR is Women's Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. That usually has happened before the RTR, and then the RTR would happen, and that's for everybody. And if you don't know what it is, it's a place where people gathered and would learn about living on the road. There's classes taught, lectures, if you will, for a better lack of a better word. And I'm going to let Sue Ann explain it all, but you may have heard some misinformation. And it's hard for me to keep a secret because I love to talk about this stuff because I love this stuff, but she's going to talk about some interesting things, some facts about what's going on and how it's going to happen or not happen. And I've got some good questions. If you have a question, Sue Ann, I also want to make sure that we touch on her journey from Sue Ann in the, what was she in? She was in one of those a Prius from Sue Ann, not Suzanne. I always thought it was Suzanne, but it's Sue-Ann. Sue-Ann in the Prius to Sue-Ann now. And they have a job that I'm actually interested in. And I can do it from home. But I'm just, you know, if I were monetized and I had completed this, I would jump on it like that. It's managing the, and you don't have to be a nomad yet, by the way. I wouldn't, because some of their positions, they require that you be a nomad. And I understand why that is. But this, it is managing the volunteers. And I'm qualified to do that. But I just don't know if I want to do something that requires me to spend time away from YouTube. Because, so I was talking about how YouTube works, that I have come to understand, is that, okay, yes, I know yours is Victoria. Cool. And I enjoy helping people, but this, remember that Northwoods RV Life, Corey from Northwoods RV Life said one time that if you want full-time results, meaning if you want to do this as a living, which I think most of people don't make a living at it. You know, they may be able to pay some bills. It may help them be on the road, but I don't think most people get rich off of this. That's never been in my mind. But that it might help us on the road certainly is on my mind. So anyways, I think I could do that job really well. And I've always wanted to connect up with them because I believe in the mission that Bob Wells had in the beginning and that he still carries through. It's changed because he now has to answer to a C-103, I believe that's what it's called, a C-103 for being a nonprofit organization. He has to have a board of directors. He has a board of directors, you know. He is the president, but it ain't just him handing out money. He has people he answers to. They have people they answer to called the IRS in order to keep their nonprofit status. And so, oh, Camper Goer 1 met Bob a few years at the RTR. And there's going to be opportunity to meet Bob this year too, by the way. And so I just am excited. I'm very excited for it. For her to come on and talk about the reality of what's real, what's not real, what's just people's speculation. And I'm glad I got her. I had asked Bob a number of months back and he turned me down, and I understand why. He said he could not. He could not because he could not interview with every new channel that wanted him. And to be fair, if he says yes to one new channel, he has to say yes to other new channels. He's very ethical that way. And so he said no, he could not do it. And so that's all right. I accept that. But Sue-Ann is coming on to talk about RTR and HAWA, and I'm glad I'm the person who gets to bring that to people. And so if you get that information, if you would share that out to your own social media, because I want other people to see that more than just, you know, the people I know. And the more people that get to see that, the more there will be accurate information going around about what's going to happen with the RTR this year. And reality is, people, there is an illness at whatever level I think it is or you think it is, it's real. And there are people who are affected by it. And there are people who have responsibilities, legal responsibilities. And when they take something on, like let's have 10,000 people over for dinner tonight. That's a problem. You know, if somebody gets sick. And thank you, Jim Bertrand. I think I would be good at it too. I think I could do it just fine. So that's tomorrow. That's right. It's tomorrow. I got to finish my questions for Sue-Ann. I think I got the questions in my head that make sense, and I want it to be a conversation. I'm not going to drill her, and I'm not going to do any, what do you call it, where you just surprise somebody with a question. What is that called, Josh? If I just gave you a blindsided question you weren't expecting in an interview?
Blindside.
I'm not going to blindside her with a question. You know, I respect her. I've got questions I want to ask her, and there's people out there who would like to know the answer to. And I'm excited. And so I think we're almost at the magic hour of 7 p.m. And 10 of you lasted. And I am grateful to each and every one of you for coming tonight and for hanging out with me and chatting with me and talking about things that some people probably left over, but not very many. I think there was maybe 3 that had to go, and that's okay. It may be completely different reason they left. Let's see. Capricorn 1, it's Bob's own fault. They were tired of his BS. I spoke with one of the Rangers that had to deal with him and his self-imposed celebrity status. So I don't know what that means. I just don't know what that means, Backroads. There's facts of how many people showed up, and that so I hope you're here tomorrow. I hope you stop in. Maybe everybody could come up with a good question that needs to be asked. Think about, maybe I'll miss something, but I plan on asking some questions, and I'm very interested in finding out what the answer is. I adore Bob. You know, I think he's human just like you and me. I think he takes his pants off over his head just like I do. And an attempt at funny. No, I think he's just human too. And I think he has a genuine desire to help people. And there's nothing will ever convince me of anything other than that. But I think that anybody could get stars in their eyes when there's so many people coming at them as though you're a new god. And he has done some very good things. So I give him all props for that. I don't think he wanted anything out of that except to help people. And again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe my view and what I see has been framed for me in a way that that's how I see it. And I'll give that to you. All right, guys. So thank you so much. I hope you will show up tomorrow if you can. Lily Lazaga is my sweet friend. You be very careful out there. All right. And the rest of you stay well, stay healthy, stay safe, and know that I genuinely love and I care for all of you. And that is from the bottom of my heart. All right, guys.